Welcome back in, everyone, to another edition of the Coach Dan Moore Show right here, courtesy OhioBobcatsHockey.com. I'm Justin Sampson, joined alongside the man himself, Coach Dan Morris, up here in the mezzanine at Bird Arena, fresh off another rigorous practice here on a Tuesday. How'd it feel out there?
Good today. It's nice and cool down here in Athens, Ohio, so the ice is nice and hard and cold out there, so it feels like hockey season for sure.
It definitely feels like hockey. I don't know if I'm ready for it, walking out in the morning, and just it hits you like a ton of bricks, but you know, you're sweating out there. I saw you working out there with the boys. I mean, what specifically did you guys work on out there today?
We worked on a little bit of D-zone, working our guys hard and just getting our young defensemen up to speed on some of the things that we expect in the defensive zone. And you know, it was good to see young defensemen like Mike Kretz and Ross Pillmore. You know, you can see some weaknesses in their game that maybe we can really help out and make them better defenders, and that's what we were getting done today.
Let's talk about this pair of games last weekend with West Virginia now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys took care of business pretty well on Friday. A little bit more of a tight contest on Saturday, to say the least. Would you say that was really more of just West Virginia kind of starting to figure you guys out after the first two contests?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've got a really good team, and they've got a great coaching staff, and they play a simple brand of hockey, but they all buy in. It doesn't matter what brand you play, as long as all your players are buying into what you're selling, and they did, and you saw the benefits of it because they played better each game that we played them, and they started to believe that they could really compete, and we saw that Saturday night.
They put in the backup goalie, Borky, in the latter parts of the Friday contest, and he gets the start on Saturday. And it looked like he was doing a pretty, you know, had a lot of acrobatic saves out there. I mean, what do you say about his effort?
Well, I think early in the season, like, just because a guy doesn't start, I think they're exploring to see who their better goalie is. So, you know, against us, we're going to put a lot of shots on goal, and you know, he played really well, and I think he handled the situation well and handled the crowd well, and was really focused on what his task was. So, you know, to say he's putting in a backup, I don't think they know who their better goalie is until you get him in a game situation, and he played exceptionally well.
Talking about the goalie situation over on this side, obviously Teddy's off to a pretty solid start. You know, you give Brendan the start on Saturday, but then was it just that you noticed, well, this one might be a little bit closer of a contest, so
no,
send Teddy back in? It's
not anything like that. It's like any player, you work with the player at practice, you work with goaltenders at practice, and some goaltenders, they have instinctual habits that you just have to break, and in practice you have time that you can concentrate on it, and early on we saw that those habits, Brandon's concentration was not necessarily focusing on the improvements that he'd made in practice, and we want to put him in a successful situation. You know, so we made a decision to put Teddy in, and you know, it was a 2-2 game. It's not like we were down at anything, so it wasn't anything to do with you know, Brandon or his effort or anything like that. It was some of the mechanics that we'd worked on that instinctually he had just gone back to where he was before we started working with him. So we'll work with him on his mental preparation for the games, also his mechanics too. He was working on him a lot today, and he was making saves that were hitting him, which is odd for him. He's not used to the puck just hitting him. So to me, that's a level of improvement for the goaltender.
So you guys start the season off 3-0, and now you travel over to Springfield for the ACHA Showcase, and you know, it's a little different than you know, you usually have the 2-game stands with the same team. But you know, what is it like as a coach to kind of game plan, or as much as you can game plan, for 3 separate opponents in one weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you really can't. You really have to prepare your team and get them up to speed on everything you want to do, and then just kind of make adjustments to your opponent as the game goes on. So, you know, it's early in the year. It's not like late in the year when you can really game plan for each opponent. But early in the year, you just kind of see where everybody's at. You know, see what they're doing and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're just concentrating on getting our game in shape. And hopefully we have enough veteran players and experience that when we need to make adjustments, we can make them on the fly, and guys guys will understand what we need to do.
So is it going to be all business when you guys head out to Springfield? Or are you going to do any sort of touristy things, anything like that?
Touristy things?
In Springfield?
I've never been to Springfield, but I don't know that anyone would go to be a tourist there.
So it's just
do you know something that I don't know?
I don't have anything under my sleeve, but I don't know if you had any idea.
What do you got up your sleeve out there? You know some places I need to go to?
I was looking for info from you. So
no, I've obviously been to the ice rink before, but that was more in a recruiting mode. But yeah, just I think we play Friday night at 9:15 Central Time and 4 o'clock. So I mean that's a pretty quick turnaround, and then 10:45 a.m. on Sunday. So outside of eating and sleeping, I don't think there's much that. And guys got homework to do, and we don't want to tap into their time either. I mean, missing a day of school and being on the road for 3 days. So I'm sure all our engineers will be doing all their homework.
Well, be sure to check the Bobcats this weekend at the ACHA Showcase at the Nelson Center, Springfield, Illinois, and be sure to check right back here to OhioBobcatsHockey.com, as we'll keep you up to date all throughout the weekend and up until the puck drops on Friday. So, for the coach Dan Morris, I'm Justin Sampson here from Bird Arena. This has been an Ohio Bobcats Hockey.